How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome back to a great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Today I'm going to be in, once again, the machine, the Tier 10 auto-loading heavy tank that is in the mercenary line that you have to grind a contract to get, and it's got the chassis of an AMX-50B, the gun of the pre-nerf TVP 50, 51, whatever the tier 10 Polish, Czechoslovakian medium tank is. And it has the, what's the word? The turret of the chieftain. So, that's cool. People can auto-match you on the side. You have no armor to deal with already, especially if they splash you. You can't really do anything about that. However, if you are completely hull down and straight on towards your enemies, you can dick on them with your premium 310mm of pen heat rounds, or you can stick with the 248 pen APCR rounds. I have a clip of high explosive loaded in case of like dealing with waffles, but honestly, it's better just to take the APCR and heat rounds, mostly heat rounds, because 248 pen for APCR rounds sucks absolute donkey shit. It's a medium gun, but it doesn't have the pen of one. Like, it doesn't have nearly as much pen as the Patton. If it was 268 instead of 248, then that would be a different story. And it's not like the shell velocity is bad, it's just the pen. That's really all it is, and its aiming bloom is phenomenal, which is not a good thing. But as you can see, I'm putting some free damage into these guys, and 3 out of my 2 shots did damage there, or 3 out of my 4 shots did damage there. But like, this tank, you can't play it. You do have extra armor to work with, but there are spots in the upper plate of this thing that are very easy to pen, even with standard ammunition or heat, whatever. That may have been contradictory statements, but yeah, just assume people in Tier 10 are going to shoot heat or APCR, premium rounds regardless, and just, if you don't load heat in this thing, a majority of the time you're going to get screwed over by the lack of pen, facing super heavies, or tanks that are hull down. Like, what are you going to do against a hull down E5? Shoot at the commander's cupola and bounce 3 out of your 4 shots. If that. If you even pen 1. But, yeah, the premium pen kind of sucks on it, but it is very quick to get up and go. So essentially, in essence, I would just use this tank as a flanking medium or an AMX-50B with good turret armor. Other than that, it's a piece of shit. You can still ram tanks with it. I rammed a what is it, a tier 9 waffle for 450 damage, and yeah, he's got no armor, but I was only going like 25 kilometers, well, 35 kilometers an hour, so that was pretty funny. But it's very premium ammo dependent, and that is sad. I thought it would have better pen than that, but it doesn't, and I thought that that wouldn't matter. I watched a few Clone Guys videos on it, but like, with that kind of pen, I have little to no chance to pen through that T-28 prototype's turret, and I probably would have penned 2 out of 4 shots, but getting bad RNG rolls, you're going to bounce off a lot of shit that you shouldn't, and you just can't afford it in this thing, especially when people can overmatch your sides, which are only 30mm thick, so anything bigger than a 90mm is going to absolutely dick on your day, and just make it really bad. So that was a bad move on my part. I should have just went for all of these into the lower plate of that E100, because heat just gets absorbed in the tracks. I don't know why these guys didn't rush me, and you're about to see some poor play on my part, especially dealing with this top tier French heavy tank coming up, which, by the way, is still my favorite heavy. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. It's great. Yeah, it's got weaknesses. It's probably one of my more favorited tanks because it does take skill to play, and it's not just, load premium and you're invincible. No, it's got weaknesses. It's got huge ass hatches. It's got a very poorly armored turret, and it's just, oh, I love the tank. It's quick, you can ram shit, and you're heavy as dick, and just, oh, it's magnificent. And I finished off this E100 here, and I do believe I get 2 more shots into this guy. I do, and I get off scot-free. I'm getting excessively lucky with these people. I don't know why they're not rushing me. Probably because of the tanks to my right defending me, and in the back at like G0. But both I and they could have played this so much better. I would have died early on, but just saying. Like, I get really stupid here for whatever reason, and I just want this tank to work so bad. But honestly, the very left and the very right of the lower plate can be penned with standard ammunition, even on the lowest of the low pen rounds for Tier 9 and Tier 8 can pen it. And that's not to mention the auto-map mechanic that you get dicked over for. I could have repaired my tracks here. For some reason I thought he already fired, so I'd take a nice little alpha hit from him. But I do think it was a low roll, but I wasn't paying attention, so forgive me if I was wrong. But yes, if you're going to play this thing, go in it with the mentality of, I am an AMX 50B, I am brittle, I can't do much on my own. Again, autoloader mentality. But like, just because you have armor in the turret doesn't make you invincible. People can hit the hatch, it's not hard to hit, as long as you keep moving up and down, or just side to side, whatever. Just keep yourself moving. Like, look at me! Instead of shooting the hatches, I'm like, ooh, maybe I can pen into his 300mm turret ring. But no, I go for the kill in the IS-7, instead of just hatch-picking the AMX M454 twice, and finishing him off. Or finishing him off as well as the IS-7. I could have been shafted by RNG there regardless, but the way I put out that clip of rounds was pretty, well, pretty subpar, to say the least. And this game, I do believe, is coming to a close where I die because this Object 277 doesn't have any balls and wants me to take the final hit instead of him. So it's like, oh, you think this 277 would just charge in because look at his health compared to mine. I don't even look at him before this happens, but yep, I get auto-matched on the side, or overmatched on the side. And look at the 277's health. Did you see it? It was like 1800. And then I sent him a nice little message because I'm childish, I guess. But this tank, I wish it was phenomenal. I wish I could tell you that it's 10 out of 10. I take back mostly everything I said about it. Yeah, it's got great top speed. It's got an okay gun. It's not terribly inaccurate. It just, you have to be a little more careful with it than I intended, and that is quite the shame because I might as well just play the AMX 50B and get a higher alpha damage clip and take away the armor, and it just, I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. But I did end up with a great combination of damage here, and that is 8,100 damage combined, or 8,200 damage combined. So that's still not enough to get the Ace Tanker. I really don't care at this point. If I get it, I'll post it up, but if I don't, it's not going to be the end of the world. I may mark this in the future, but expect to see a lot of heat rounds if I do. Because it needs it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Sorry for being a sourpuss about it, but yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.